It is 17 days till the man burns, and today we're talking about misconceptions and expectations, because there are a lot of misconceptions about Burning Man which lead to some unrealistic expectations. And if you haven't been doing much reading up about Burning Man, you may think that it's some kind of drug-fueled orgy rave that's happening out in the desert. And if you head there expecting that, you're probably going to be a bit disappointed. Okay, first up, everybody's at it with everyone all of the time. And I think this misconception comes from the fact that, there are places there where you can explore your sexuality. There are workshops dedicated to exploring your sexuality. If you want to find out more about BDSM, you can find a camp for that. If you're into it, you can find a camp for that. And I think the fact that these spaces and these workshops and things are provided is kind of where this misconception comes from. But by that logic, you could say that Burning Man's all about yoga, because there's a ton of places where you can go and do yoga and have workshops in yoga, or meditation. Those theme camps, those kind of things, it's a small part of Burning Man as a whole. If you're planning to head to Burning Man because you think that you are just going to be getting frisky all day, every day with all kinds of people, you are probably going to be disappointed. It is no easier to pick someone up at Burning Man than it is in a bar or a club. Aside from that, realistically, do you think that all these people are putting in that much effort to go to Burning Man just for that? There's a lot more comfortable environments that you could, do that kind of thing in that are going to be much easier to get to, much cheaper to get to. At Burning Man, it is dusty, there are no showers. It is not exactly the ideal spot for that, especially once it gets towards the end of the week. Misconception number 2. Everyone is a hippie, everybody loves each other, it's all hearts and flowers and rainbows, and it's all wonderful. You may come across someone that is not very nice. You might come across someone that is snarky or grumpy or mean. One of the principles of Burning Man is radical inclusion. And it is the kind of place where strangers are happy to talk to each other and interact with each other and communicate and engage. It is different from other events. Other events that you go to where there's a huge amount of people, you might go to that thing and not really interact very much with anyone else that's there. So while Burning Man is different in that sense, it does not mean that everyone is a nice person. Everyone is not sitting around singing Kumbaya and being super duper nice to each other. And if you are expecting it to be full of hippie types, again, it's people from all walks of life, all different types of people. You might meet some people like that, but it's a diverse mix. You're going to meet plenty of different types of people with different views and different opinions and different, moods and all of that kind of stuff. Misconception number 3, nobody showers. Everyone's just a dusty, dirty burner. There are no showers provided by Burning Man, in the way that they provide portaloos, they do not provide showers. But it is entirely possible for your camp to have its own shower if you want one. And there are theme camps that offer, some kind of washing situation for your hair or your body or, your hands or whatever. But in general, many people just, bring along a load of wet wipes and that's how they keep themselves clean. So it's kind of half true. There are plenty of people out there that are not showering. They're just using wet wipes or just kind of washing with a bucket or something. But there are people out there that shower as well, or, other ways that you can get clean. Misconception number 4. Everyone is off their face all the time. There are drugs going on at Burning Man. Some people take drugs, some people drink, some people do nothing, just stay sober and just, enjoy. Drugs are illegal there. I feel like it's another common misconception that drugs just suddenly become legal once you get through the gate. They do not. It is still a crime. And again, it's, one small aspect of Burning Man. The same as if you went to a music festival or something, you may come across people that are taking drugs, you might come across people that are drinking, you might come across people that are sober. Burning Man is no different in that respect. Misconception number 5, it is a music festival. Many burners and Burning Man themselves do not like this idea that, it's a festival. Especially, when people call it a music festival. It is definitely not a music festival. If you look around, you will see that, lineups do not get announced at Burning Man. It's really not like music festivals which are heavily promoting, these are the people that are playing, these mega stars. Come to this music festival, see your favorite band or singer or DJ or whatever. The lineup of who is going to be DJing or playing or whatever at Burning Man is not heavily promoted. If you go on Burning Man related forums and stuff, you won't see people, talking about the lineup or discussing certain acts that are going to be there. It's such a small part of Burning Man. There is a lot of music, there are a lot of DJs, there are a lot of parties, But really, no one cares about, big names and stars coming and doing shows there. It's really not what Burning Man's about. Something you will hear a lot of burners saying is go into it with no expectations. It can be difficult when you have all these misconceptions, you have preconceived ideas of what Burning Man is like. So you kind of already expect something. You think that it's going to be like this, and that's what you're expecting to find. And having those expectations can lead to disappointment. It's kind of like getting a birthday present. When it's wrapped up, you don't know what's inside it. You can guess at what's inside it. And if you get those expectations in your head, you think you know what's in there and you're really excited, and you open it and it's something else, then you feel disappointed. If you hadn't spent all that time thinking you knew what was under that wrapping paper, you probably wouldn't be disappointed. Try not to go into it with any expectations. So I hope this was helpful, guys, and I hope you have an amazing time. I hope you get to experience the things that you want to experience. I hope that if you do end up going into it with expectations, you don't end up disappointed. And yeah, if you see me at Burning Man this year, feel free to come and say hi to me. Bye, guys.